Hi drawing students, this is your lecture on colors, what you need to know about using color in drawing class and using color in general. So here are some links to some videos you can watch if you have a little more curiosity and you want to see like the effect of color on us and how we experience color. Here's a great example of an artist that uses color really well. So we start with shading in our class because I want you to know how to use value in order to create depth, and then when you understand that, you should be able to handle using color to create the real illusion of depth in objects. So this is actually a painting, not a photograph, and it shows a real complex use of color. And ultimately, our goal is to be able to have these skills, not necessarily use them all the time. But what we want to stay away from is this. Here's what typically will happen when students get colored pencil without any training. They use it in very blocky, simplistic ways, similar to how my first grader would use it. Color pencil can be quite beautiful. This is a color pencil piece and it allows you to see like the glow of the eye that really jumps out, the lushness of the lips. Color pencil and used in a way that represents things that we know, like a natural skin tone of a human, makes us connect with artwork better. Like if we see something in natural color, we'll naturally be drawn to it and more interested in it. So that's something to keep in mind. This is also a color pencil piece. Color pencil can and should look like it is really well developed. It shouldn't look bland and dull like you're typically used to from when you were in elementary or middle school. So we're going to work on strategies to make your color pencils look this good. So basically, this shading skill that you would practice with pencil, being able to control your pressure from heavy to light, keep your lines close together, is the key to being able to use your colored pencil well. A couple of tricks are overlapping in different ways. So because your paper has these fine little fibers on it, you want to color in opposite directions with each layer that you apply, so you can gradually fill in the little specks of color that show up in the middle that aren't the new color that you want. When you see those little specks of lightness, that's called saltiness. And here's an example of where we're headed. This is burnishing, when you have two colors that are mixed completely and they become a new color. So this is the technical skill that we're going for. Now I need you to know a little bit more about color itself, and I'm going to assume you know these answers. What two colors make orange? What two colors make violet or purple? And what are the primary colors? There are three. And what are the secondary colors? There are three. And what are the tertiary colors? This one's a little tougher. There are actually 6 tertiary colors. If you can answer all of these, great. And if not, this little next segment will be important. So this is the color wheel. The color wheel has a job, and it's to help you understand how to make other colors. So the 3 primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Between them are the colors that they make. So when you mix red and blue, you get all the violets. When you mix red and yellow, you get all the oranges. And when you mix yellow and blue, you get all the greens. Now the secondary colors are like the center point of those combinations. So between yellow and blue, when they're mixed in equal amounts, you get a good green. And between red and blue, you get a pure violet. And between red and yellow, you get a pure orange. Intermediate colors, or tertiary colors, are the last group. So there's 12 colors in the color wheel. 6 of those colors are the intermediate or tertiary colors. So they're between the primary and the secondary color. And the name of the color always is primary named first. So this is yellow-orange because it's between yellow and orange. So between red and orange, this color is called red-orange. Between red and violet, this is red-violet. Between blue and violet, this is blue-violet. Between green and blue, this is blue-green. And between yellow and green, that's yellow-green. So the primary name will always come first. It's pretty simple. Now there are 3 ways to alter a color in general, in all mediums. You can make it lighter, you can make it darker, or you can make it dull. And these are known as tints when you add white to make it lighter. And these are also known as shades when you add black to make colors darker. And when you want to make a color dull, it's known as a tone. And you get a tone by mixing in a complementary color, because ultimately, when you mix two complementary colors, such as blue and orange, red and green, yellow and violet, they become dull or gray. So that is how you make a tint, shade, and a tone. So tints play with value, making the color lighter, right? When you add white to red, you get pink. Shades make a color darker. When you add red to black or black to red, you get a darker color like maroon. Complementary colors play with intensity or vibrancy. The intensity or the vibrancy of a color is altering its purity. So when a color is straight out of the crayon or straight out of the colored pencil or straight out of the tube of paint, it's pure. When you mix it with its opposite, it becomes dull or gray. Same with all the complements. So here are the complements when you look at the color wheel. They're always directly across the wheel. So if you're 12 colors in the wheel, you're splitting it in half. So 6 and 12. You're going directly across. Each color has a complement. Now, another important aspect of color is understanding the systems for organizing colors. These are the 6 typical color schemes that you'll see in works of art. Now, the first 3 I want to talk about are pretty simple, and you'll see them quite a lot. Analogous is anytime there are 4 colors side by side that are being used in a painting. Now, the purpose of a color scheme is to help unify a piece. So if you're using related colors, that makes a lot of sense. So it can be any 4 side by side. It doesn't have to be those 3 or those 4. It can be these 4. It could be these 4, as long as they're next to each other. So that's analogous. The second color scheme is a triad, and that is any 3 colors equally spaced. So the primary colors are a triad color scheme, and so are the secondary colors. And these 3 colors are actually tertiary colors. So they have to have 3 colors in between that you're skipping to make a triadic color scheme. And the last one on the right is a monochromatic color scheme. So this is a very simple color scheme, makes beautiful pieces. It's when you choose one color, you mix it only with black, and then you take that color and you mix it only with white, and you have one primary color in the whole painting. Oop. So the other type of color scheme the other types of color schemes are complementary color schemes, which are 2 colors opposite each other. Double complementary color scheme, which is 2 sets of complementary colors, but they have to be side by side, so they're all very similar. And then the last one is a split complement. So it's like a complement, but it doesn't use the complementary color. It uses the 2 colors on either side. And the other important aspects of color to be aware of is neutrals. You can use as many neutrals as you want in a painting or a color pencil piece, as long as the colors in the scheme are still visible. Neutrals are important to help buffer the colors so the vibrancy of them show up. These are 2 color pencil pieces created by students that both use analogous color schemes. So this one is blue, blue-green, blue-violet, green. And this one is red-violet, red, red-orange, orange. So they're all related in color scheme. Here are 2 other color schemes created by students. This is a complementary color scheme of red and green. And this one is also a complementary color scheme. So you notice there's other colors used in this. It's just that the primary colors that jump out to you, or the main colors that jump out to you, are the colors in that scheme, which is yellow, and violet, and red and green. Another way to sort your colors out is by warm and cool colors. So these are like giant analogous color sets. And so you can see them. There are professional paintings or classical paintings that show color schemes. So this is an example of an analogous color scheme. All the colors are side by side on the color wheel. This is an example of a complementary color scheme. So cool blue background, orange in the foreground. Here is a monochromatic color scheme. So the entire painting is made out of blue mixed with black, and blue mixed with white, and blue mixed with its complement, which is orange, here creating a tone. This is a triadic color scheme that uses all three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and none of them are mixed, but they can be. In this case, they are not. This is a split complementary color scheme that shows the red-orange, yellow-orange, and then blue. The blue in this painting, though, is very dull because it's all mixed with black. And a lot of the brown hues you see here are just the mixture of blue and orange together. And the last color scheme that I want to show you is a double complement. So this is red and green, and red-orange and blue-green. So those are all your color schemes and everything you need to know about color. There's a lot to go over, but this information should be important for you to make choices about the way you use color in your project. So hopefully you can go back and answer the questions in this quiz. If you know them, great.